So, hello everybody, thank you for tuning in. Greetings from wherever places you're tuning in, and today we are going to talk about three things. That is about how to climb your career ladder. So, I'm going to talk about how to get your work noticed, and then I will talk about how to learn the manager's walk, never to stand still and keep going, and how to volunteer in case there's work that needs to be done and nobody is volunteering, but also what to take care so that you don't become the dustbin where everybody dumps everything on you. But before we start, I'd like just to tell you, just to say the quarter is gone. The first quarter of the year is gone, 2021. And I just hope that you achieved anything that you had planned. And if not, it's never too late. You know, sometimes you make plans, but it doesn't mean, making plans doesn't mean that your plan is going to be executed, to turn out the way you had hoped for. So maybe there's some goals that you had that you haven't achieved yet, but it's not too late. It's just the first quarter. My advice, just revise your plan, review your goals, and see what went well, what did not go well, how can you improve on that. That is the only advice that I can give you. And then keep pushing, keep as a persistency, keep working on yourself, keep working on that thing that you want to achieve, and it will eventually happen. So back to our theme. How can you climb your career ladder? How can you get noticed at work? Number one, for you to get noticed at work, you know, sometimes I don't know if you have these colleagues who reports every single crap, every single thing to the boss, you know, like somebody did this, they're writing an email. You did something wrong, they report immediately. That is not how to get noticed, especially if you're aspiring to be in a leadership position. Reporting every single issue that is happening to your boss shows your boss that you're not capable of managing things by yourself. So there's some things that you just need to solve them by yourself, yeah, without reporting, but then be smart enough, yeah. Sometimes you work hard and you feel like your work is not being noticed. How can you make this happen? Find a loophole, identify a loophole, yeah, at your place of work. What really needs attention that nobody has a solution to? And this is your win position. Now this is your anthem, your flag, yeah. Find a solution to that, and then wait for the right process, the right time to present this to your boss, exactly when this is needed. You know, you have to be smart, you have to work smart, and this is very important. So as you're working on the solution for the problem, make sure you know how to really execute it, and please try to know how it's going to work, so that when the opportunity presents itself, you can explain with confidence, because it's something that you have been practiced by yourself without telling anybody else. You know, those are the tricks. That is one of the tricks. Yeah. So number two, practicing the walk. I don't know if you have ever noticed how the managers walk, or the bosses, generally people who are powerful people, strong people, when they walk in the room, how confident they are, how powerful they seem to be, how flawless, how effortless they seem to be. So what I do personally, this is just my secret, I try to emulate such people, because I feel like, you know, having that strong character makes people look up to you. They make people see there's something special in you. So it's high time you start practicing this walk, yeah. And as you're planning and as you're practicing the walk, please don't just sit and practice the walk and just think, okay, now I've practiced the walk, I see how they dress, this is how I have found my own style, but I'm really presentable. That is not it, yeah. You have to start also taking classes towards what they're doing. Find out what activities, what actually does their jobs entail. What are the requirements that are needed to really execute this job, to really run this job, to have things get done. Find out that and start taking classes. Take yourself for private evening classes, yeah. And then learn something new every day. Make it a habit of learning. I always have 30 minutes a day where I just read, yeah. So make it, just do something as long as you get a knowledge. You don't necessarily have to read on empowerment or something, I don't know. You can even take every day, yeah. If you want to be an accountant, so I'm just going to use that as an example. If you want to be an accountant, just read about, take something, read about it, what's happening, what's needed, you know. If you want to be in the human resource, what's needed, what does the law say, you know. If you want to be a trainer, to be a trainer, like training the trainees, what is required, and work towards that, because that is the only way you're going to get noticed. And that is the only way you're also going to go into that level of being a manager or just being in a lead position. Yeah. So after you have worked on that, yeah, make sure you have your papers ready. As I said, have your papers in order so that when a position comes up, people will have noticed what you do. People will notice. And let me tell you, sometimes you'll do something and you'll think, oh, nobody's going to notice. There's somebody who's noticing. Yeah. So be ready. And number 3, I'm going to use a story that a friend of mine, a very special friend of mine, told me that actually happened to her. Being in Dutch, we call it bademeister. In English, is the swimmeister, the person who teaches people how to swim or takes care of people at the swimming pool. So you know you have to take care of everybody, and all these people are your responsibility somehow. Be careful when you're volunteering to do things at your place of work, because if you volunteer so much and in everything, people might think that you're the dustbin, so they're going to dump everything on you. Nobody will be willing to do anything because they know, Mercy's there, she always says yes to everything, so they're going to dump everything on you. So be very careful. Yeah, saying yes to everything doesn't mean that you'll get noticed. That is something that people confuses, you know. Saying yes to everything doesn't mean that your boss is going to notice you, that you are engaged. No. And it doesn't mean that you're going to get promoted because of that. You have to be very careful. Yeah, just make sure you are not overworked, you are not undervalued, and you're not abused. Yeah, abused in the sense of people bringing you all the bullshits to you. Yeah. So before you volunteer, there's some questions that I would love you to consider. Just ask yourself, why is this person asking for volunteers? Is it that he's too busy to do that? Is it that this is something that needs extra attention and it needs special know-how? Yeah. So just weigh, why is this person asking for volunteer? Yeah. And then how will this further my plans? You have a plan, you know you want to be in the leadership position. This activity, this job that is being given, offered at this moment, is it important? Does it fit in your plan? Is it going to push you to your next level? Or is it something that even a trainee could have done, and it doesn't really need that much of attention? It's only that the person who was given never felt like doing it because he noticed it will not push him forward. Yeah. So how will I look if I volunteer? Yeah. Is it going to polish your self-image? Is it going to tarnish your self-image? That is something that you also need to consider. And then, so if it's something that's not worth it, the dirty job, I will call it the dirty job or the bademeister job, please, you're not the bademeister of everyone. So just say no. And saying no doesn't mean that you are not engaged. It just means you can say no in a polite way, like, I'm busy, I have something that needs more attention, that has priority, so at the moment I cannot. So that person will, of course, go look for somebody else. So you just have to be smart. And yeah, those are some of the things that you should watch out on if you want to climb your career ladder. There's so many things that you should do that should be watched out on, like dressing and all that, but I'm going to be covering that slow by slow. So if you like this video, thumbs up, and don't forget to follow me at Mercy Nyaroduma on YouTube, Mercy Nyaroduma on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And it has been a pleasure, and I hope you get some few tips that will help you start working on yourself, and maybe in the future you'll say, hey, this helped, I'm on the right track. And yeah, it has been awesome. Be good, and remember to always be your absolute best, or give your absolute best in anything that you do. Bye.